Guys, it's Big Soprano. So, 2020, love it or hate it, but it was very memorable. And by 2020, I'm mainly talking about the pandemic, which, if you didn't know, COVID 19, it had, it was a very dangerous virus. And everyone was scared as shit about coronavirus. We wore medical masks, we social distanced, and we constantly, washed our hands, hand sanitizer, shit like that. Wipe shit with fucking alcohol wipes. There was like a lot of precautions that people took to prevent getting COVID because like pretty sure it's only like deadly if you're like old. I don't know. I don't know if I'm spreading misinformation. I hope I don't get taken down if I spread any misinformation in this video, because back in the pandemic, like if you say one wrong thing about COVID, they just shut your channel down. Well, or I don't know, they take down the video or add a warning, and like the censorship was crazy during COVID. But anyways, COVID. For me, honestly, it was an interesting year. It was very memorable. Now, I'm not a big fan. Well, actually, typically, like, the way I spend my time is just sit on the computer and do nothing all day. That's what I've been doing since, like, elementary school. Elementary school, I just sit on the computer, and, I was on the computer way more during COVID because, there was no school. I was in high school, by the way, by the time COVID happened. I think I was in grade 10. I was in grade 10. And it kind of ruined that year for me, honestly, grade 10. Honestly, grade 10 is like a bottom 2 year for me in high school. I feel like grade 9's the worst. Grade 10's it goes in order. Grade 9 the worst, grade 10 the second worst, grade 11 the second best, and grade 12 the best. That's how I would rank my high school years. Anyways, school during COVID, was during the pandemic, fucking sucked. Honestly, the worst part about the pandemic, in my opinion, looking back in hindsight, probably school, because online school fucking sucks. I did not pay attention at all, and like I don't want to wake up, dude. Like, pandemic felt like the perfect time to do whatever the fuck you want, and guess what? I did whatever the fuck I want. I slept whenever I want. I did whatever I want. At least anything that like a 15-year-old could do. And having online school through Microsoft Teams, it sucked, honestly. I didn't like attending those classes, and you have to have your mic on or like a camera. I don't think we did that though. I don't think we did the camera or the mic. Not sure. But I don't remember. But probably didn't, though. Anyways, yeah. I did so horrible. Like, the exams were taking place on Microsoft Teams. And, like, the teacher, you would get, like, a one-on-one call with a teacher that you have to, like, book. And you just do, like, you answer their questions. And I took Science 10 honors. I don't know why I took Science 10 honors. I thought hanging around with people who took Science 10 honors and are smart made me smart, and I wanted to fit in. But no, I'm not smart. That class fucking sucked. I am not like a science geek at all. I don't really give a shit about that stuff either. And good thing COVID happened, because we were supposed to make like an invention for the science fair, and I really did not want to do that. Like, holy fuck. I'm so glad I didn't do that. Fuck that class. Like, seriously. I was not a fan of that class. Anyways, I did terrible on my final, and out of pity, my teacher gave me a 50% grade on Science 10 honors. And, that's like just passing. Anything below 50 is like failing. So, yeah, I didn't really do well in online school. Oh, I remember. Me and my friend, we took the same class, but at different periods. And he gave me the answers to a test. And I took those answers. I tried to mix them up, like make a bit of them wrong and most of them right, just so it looks natural. And dude, I fucked it up. I fucked it up. I put way too many wrong answers, and I fucked up that test. So yeah, maybe I am a retard. How the fuck did I fail at cheating? Like seriously, that is just fucking stupid. But yeah, other than school, what did I do during COVID? So I just played video games. I played, oh man, me and my friends, well, my online friends, and IRL friends actually too, we played GTA 5 religiously. And we both of my friend groups played it so often that when I play with with the other friend group, the other friend group like is like texting me, calling me to play, even though I'm playing it with a different friend group. And like, you know, like everyone was so needy and everyone wanted to play, but like, you know, two different friend groups, like online friend group and IRL friend group, like they both wanted to play at the same times, and I could only do one or the other and do heists with one or the other. And that was honestly pretty annoying. You know, we both of our main games was GTA 5, and we played that shit religiously. And I was actually one of the guys who actually grinded in that game. The grinding in that game fucking sucks, and it's not worth it. I did the bunker grind. Like I grinded the bunker where you just sit AFK while, you know, supplies is like made, and then you sell the supplies or like the product or whatever the shit, and you get your friends together to sell it with you just in case you fuck it up. And if you do fuck it up, you can just close the game and reboot it. So yeah, we had that on lock. We had a lot of money in GTA. The casino heist, it was great. Casino heist came out like probably the year before. That's when I first played it, 2020, and it was awesome. And also there was a historical moment in GTA 5 online. The purple alien versus green alien event or war. It was the war between the green alien and the purple aliens. And people would like post it on like TikTok or whatever the shit, like with the Scots by Travis Scott and Kid Cudi playing is like, follow the cops outside, lock up the house. Travis Scott was pretty big that year too. The Travis Scott concert in Fortnite. I did not go to it. I actually did not go to it, and I know it was a very memorable time for people. I thought I'd mention it here just because, you know, people think highly of that. That was like, I don't know, probably a peak moment in the pandemic, but I didn't actually experience it myself. I watched it like after it happened, and I thought it was hype. Anyways, besides multiplayer games like GTA 5, I played around COVID is when I got into the Yakuza series. And the Yakuza series today has been like a long running like special interest of mine, like one of like my 5 special interests or whatever. Like I love Yakuza as much as like I love the Mario games or stuff like that. And I played the Yakuza games for the first time during COVID. Yakuza 0 was incredible. I loved the story. And I played Yakuza Kiwami. And dude, that ending made me cry. Like, I'm not even joking. The ending made me cry. And my mom walked in and she's like, wow, you're crying. And dude, that was so embarrassing. But dude, that ending is worth crying for. Like, that was a great ending. Very emotional. And I just love the Yakuza series, so I'm so glad I got into the Yakuza series. They are some great games. Did I have any life goals during the pandemic? No, not really. I still had like a routine, like, you know, I brush my teeth, do whatever the shit, you know, like I didn't give up on life or anything like that. I still had hope, and I was planning on getting a job, but then COVID hit, and you know, there were no jobs. You know, I was planning on working at McDonald's, but, you know, I couldn't. So that kind of got in the way of things. So, oh, a game I played the shit out of during the pandemic was Project Diva Future Tone. And dude, that game has a great, like, I didn't know I would like ever get into like Vocaloid stuff, but that was like my first like introduction. Well, no, I knew who Miku was for like years. My lesbian aunt showed me like Miku dance videos way back, probably in like 2013 or something, when I was like 9 or whatever. And I was like obsessed with Miku or MMD videos, which is like an animation software to make music videos that are like the Project Diva, like MVs. And I would watch like Mario and Luigi like dancing to like songs, and it was pretty damn fire. So I love that shit. I already know who Miku was. I never expected I would like get into that stuff though, but like I didn't get. I got out of it because my online friends made it seem like anime is just so gay. Like you're a fucking loser degenerate. And I remember I was talking to one of them on a Discord call. I had like probably like a Miku profile picture or something like that. And I could feel him just getting more and more annoyed from looking at my profile picture. Like I felt it. I felt it. And I felt so annoying having like this profile picture. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just not gonna share my interests anymore when it comes to this stuff. So I kind of got out of it the same year I got into it, but I got back into it last year. So I'm way bigger fan than I ever been, but loved that stuff way back then. 2020, I played a shit ton out of Future Tone. That's a great damn game. I'm trying to remember if I struggled with any like mental health issues during COVID, but honestly, like my OCD, it wasn't so bad during that year. Honestly, it wasn't so bad. It was way more bearable to manage with compared to nowadays. So honestly, it does get worse when it comes to like looking back on things. You're like, oh, this sucks, but then you don't realize that things just get worse. They do get worse, and I'm honestly nostalgic for how shitty I would feel sometimes back then. And because it gets worse. Life really does get worse. I think I only struggled with OCD during that time, but it was much more manageable than it is today. For some reason, I had this weird effect on my mind. It literally, like consuming anything I enjoy, like playing Mario Sunshine or listening to, I don't know, music like Kanye or whatever. Yeah, I think I listened to Kanye in 2021. Whatever. No. I think it was 2020. So listening to Kanye or doing like literally like anything I like gave me this insane euphoric feeling, and I haven't been able to get that back. Like every now and then I feel a little bit of euphoria, like in the same way, just not as strong, like a hints of euphoria from doing things I like. But I swear, from like, it's probably from how like bored I was and like how little to do there was during the pandemic, but that's probably why literally doing anything made me feel so euphoric. Like it was amazing. I was so happy. I'm not gonna lie. I was really happy. Just enjoying what I like. It felt so good. Here's a fun fact. I never got vaccinated for COVID. I'm pretty sure I did get COVID like the next year, but I didn't die from it. And I didn't get vaccinated because my mom was low-key like against the vaccine or whatever. And now, back then, people were like, what, you're not gonna get it? Are you serious? And nowadays, people are like, oh, thank God you didn't get it. Because like most of the people I know took the vaccine and they much rather wouldn't have. Because like, I don't know, you're not old, you're not gonna die from this fucking disease. But I guess we didn't know that at the time, you know. It could be deadly, but more so if you're like old or disabled or have poor health, you know. I'm not a doctor though, so maybe I'm just spitting lies. Honestly, I like 2020. I forgot who I was talking about it with, but we were talking about how like 2020 was honestly kind of a good year. And you know, the pandemic, honestly, without all like the fear or like the fear mongering or whatever, being afraid of the virus, aside from that and online school, 2020 wasn't so bad because you kind of just was able to do whatever you want. And it was fun. It was fun, you know? And it was fun being a teenager growing up in 2020. Like, I'm pretty sure like the kids nowadays wish they weren't like fucking 6 or something when COVID happened, you know? Like, I seen like TikToks before or whatever, like people like being like nostalgia baiting for being a teenager during COVID. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like this, like, it wasn't so good. Like, it wasn't like this, like, thing you had to live for or whatever. Like it wasn't as amazing as people are saying it is, but it wasn't that bad. You know, it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I wish there was like we could be locked in our house all day, without a virus spreading. You know, because I kind of do that anyways. So yeah, um, I didn't. I don't really go outside, even to this day. So maybe COVID made me comfortable with that. Anyways, I probably have more good to say about COVID than bad. Like, you know, it was a fun year, very memorable. But the only parts that sucked about it for me was like, you know, online school, fucking scared of the virus too, and also mental issues that I was already dealing with. I feel like it was worse the previous year, but COVID definitely didn't help. You know, just staying in my room all day. So that's kind of all I have to talk about. You know, COVID, like I well, 2020, not COVID, 2020 or the pandemic. Um, Honestly, like it was a memorable time. I'm not gonna say it was like an amazing time, but it was pretty memorable, and I I feel like everyone I know, or like the common consensus is that it was like a terrible year. Like it was just a really shitty shit fucking year. And I feel like I never really felt that way. You know, like I thought like yeah, there's some things that suck about it, but you know, it was just another year for me. So that's kind of all I wanted to say. So maybe I hope like I'm not the only one just like saying this, but 2020 was alright. It wasn't so bad. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you guys have a big soprano day.